President, Mr. Secretary General, Excellencies, distinguished delegates. At the outset, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Secretary General Ban Ki-moon for organizing this high-level event on climate change. This is a clear demonstration of his commitment to the climate threat now facing mankind and to the implementation of the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, as well as promoting investment in green technology as mitigation and adaptation measures for the preservation of our common heritage and all endangered species within the ecosystem. Mr. President, climate change poses a serious threat to the life and livelihood of humankind. It has been predicted that African countries, the least contributors to the problem, are likely to be most affected and are often least prepared to deal with the consequences of changes in climate patterns. Today, droughts, floods, hurricanes, and the extinction of flora and fauna are a daily occurrence of our present existence. By all accounts, the risks are that the negative and often debilitating effects of some of these weather factors will be exacerbated if mitigating efforts are not stepped up, especially by those that can afford it. According to the initial national communication on climate change, Sierra Leone is already experiencing a variety of climatic hazards, which include seasonal drought, strong winds, thunderstorms, landslides, heat waves, floods, intensive seasonal rainfall, and shifting rainfall patterns, amongst others. This year, more than any other time in the last decade, Sierra Leone witnessed the highest rainfall, leaving in its wake a trail of serious destruction of life and property. We all therefore owe it to generations yet unborn to reverse the alarming rate of environmental destruction and depletion of the ecosystem. Excellencies, the need for a global, regional, and national response to the threat cannot be overemphasized. Despite the many problems we are grappling with, both as a least developed country and one emerging from conflict, my government is committed to doing its best to combat the negative effects of climate change. Our energy policy focuses on clean, renewable technologies. In the coming months, our first medium-sized hydropower station will come online, with plans for further hydropower plants already in place. Attracted by our soil and climate, a number of international investors are planning to grow biofuels. We are also on the verge of signing an agreement for the provision of solar-powered street lighting in Freetown. We have also developed a strict regulatory framework for the protection of the environment with the establishment of the Sierra Leone Environmental Protection Agency, which is charged with the responsibility of protecting the environment and ensuring that all development activities meet the stipulated standard. In addition to all of these activities, we are taking measures to stop deforestation and to preserve one of the remaining portions of the West African rainforest in our country, the Gola Forest. On May 15th this year, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf of Liberia and I launched the Trans-Boundary Peace Park for Sierra Leone and Liberia, encompassing the remaining Gola Forest on both sides of the boundary. However, we cannot face these challenges alone. To put Sierra Leone on a low carbon path to development and protect our people from the effects of climate change that is already inevitable, we need the support of our international partners. It is therefore my wish to support the common African position of providing financial and technical assistance to help the continent cope with climate change. The common African position on climate also requires that by 2020, developed countries reduce their greenhouse gas emissions by 40% based on the 1990 levels. This may seem an ambitious goal, but it is the very least that can be done for those of us who are the most vulnerable to and yet the least responsible for the harmful emissions that now threaten our world. We look forward to completing the journey from Bali to Copenhagen with optimism and strongly share the view of Secretary General that Copenhagen offers a great opportunity to change the course to a safer, more stable and sustainable direction. All of us should now recommit ourselves, therefore, to implementing the measures agreed upon to reduce greenhouse emissions, invest in clean development mechanisms, provide adequate and predictable financial and technical support, as well as promoting the transfer of technology while enhancing capacity building efforts for addressing the problem of climate change. We in Sierra Leone remain committed to doing our utmost to help reverse this destructive trend.